When I sit down and think about where the future direction of this channel is going, I often think about the major concerns of people everywhere. Not just men, not just women, but most of us should place health as our number one concern. Outside of that, we think about our relationships, both intimate, friend relationships, familial relationships. Then we think about our finances. And lastly, we typically think about our spirituality. And not in that order. But on this channel, I think these are concerns that really could have a lot of legs to where I can sit down and talk about these ad nauseum and not really have any concerns about what I'm going to talk about in the future. You see, these are beneficial topics to the average person. And I'm not saying that I'm a guru or someone who's mastered these topics, but these are topics that I'm always researching and trying to learn more about. With that being said, right now, my main concern has been improving my physical health. I set out sometime around October to lose a bunch of weight before the summertime. And while I haven't been on the pace that I had drawn out for myself in the beginning, things took an unexpected turn to where I actually changed my weight loss strategy altogether. Instead of going on a diet and under eating, I decided to actually do resistance training and strength training really for the first time in my life. I was always a little intimidated by getting in the gym and pumping iron until I realized that my body actually adapts really well to that. And while I probably won't lose the 50 pounds or so that I had set out to lose back in October, at this point I have lost somewhere between 12 and 15 pounds over the last 3 months, while my body has been recomposing and hopefully I'm putting on muscle, which has been a very positive thing for me this year. But at the end of the day, your physical health is kind of the building block when it comes to this vessel. I know a lot of people will say that your mind has all the power, or, your mind is the master. But at the end of the day, your mind follows the body in a lot of ways. Some people may say it's the other way around, but I truly believe that if you are allowing your body to function the way it's meant to function, if you are going out and being active and you allow yourself to experience the rush of endorphins that come from breaking a sweat, it's going to have a positive effect on your mind. Now, clearly, your mind has to be made up to actually get out and start moving. But once you start moving, the body starts to have a positive impact on the mind because you'll feel better. You'll gain confidence. And for me, I have always allowed other priorities to supersede my physical health. I've tried to place financial needs, whereas I have worked myself into a situation where actually getting out and being active was like kind of on the back burner. I figured that if I were to make enough money that I wouldn't really need to pay as much attention to my physical health. And that backfired for years. Here I am as a 40-year-old man, a former military veteran who is out of shape. Now, how did we get here? I was given all the building blocks, all the foundational pieces that I needed to keep myself intact. But there was no direct payoff from that. So I let that slip. Then outside of the money aspect, you have relationship aspects where, you feel like taking an hour out of your day, 3 to, let's say, 6 days a week, because I've been going 6 days a week over the last 3 months. And that's just the sweet spot for me. If I don't go that often, I kind of lose the habit. I start to get soft. But relationships can keep you from going into the gym. And that's not even your intimate relationships. A lot of times your friends, as you start to build a new habit, display a new level of discipline, people around you will get intimidated by that. And with that intimidation comes the discouragement, where people will say, oh, why are you going to the gym so much? Are you starting to display new levels of vanity now? Or are you thinking that you're better than everybody? And that's never the case. I just want to take care of my cardiovascular health. Plain and simple. I just want to be able to climb a set of stairs without being out of breath. I want to be able to perform in all aspects of life, if you know what I'm saying. So it's not really a vanity thing. But also, you have to consider that the human body is an actual mechanical marvel. It's a miracle. It's something that we have a responsibility to take care of, even though it's temporary, while we have access to it.